Hi everybody, this is my blog called December Isn't Real. Oh, you can subscribe to it. Ah, make sure to subscribe from the bottom corner. I didn't know you could do that, that's cool. Entry number 3, 22nd of April 2024. It's good to see you again, Sarah. And if it's your first time, then welcome to the communion. Today I'm going to teach you how to identify a BOMON moment, and how to avoid it. This is Better on My Own Now, or BOMON, from 2020. It's the worst song I've ever made. I'll play a little clip of it. Oh boy, it has ugly melody, awful arrangement, no movement, and overall just poor mixing and balancing. It doesn't try anything new, it doesn't have good instrumentation, it lacks cohesive pace and sonic consistency. It has absolutely nothing going for it, and yet it's the most important song I've ever made. So what is a BOMON moment? A BOMON moment can strike at anyone at any time, in any creative field. You might have already experienced one, or at least the sensation of one, firsthand if you're a creator yourself. If it does mean something different to you, please let me know. Go to my contact page, come on, hit me up. For me, a BOMON moment is this. It's when I produce and release a song that I didn't put much effort into and or don't enjoy listening to. It's a conscious, constant awareness during the production of a song where you notice its lack of direction, aesthetic, and purpose. But you still polish it up anyway, releasing it in a somewhat presentable state just so you can stop working on it and deem it finished, despite knowing it's not the right thing to do. It's when you recognise that you could have tried harder, should have changed course, yet chose not to out of myriad factors like demotivation, stress, or even just pure lethargy. A decision to risk quality and hold on to something you're not proud of. To avoid accepting your time and efforts couldn't amount to something concrete. To intentionally and willingly accept bloat and redundancy for the sake of commerce and compromise. That is a BOMON moment. You could also just use the word regret. Now, a BOMON moment is damaging for multiple reasons, most notably because it encourages apathy. If I'm aware my work has poor structure or lacks solid foundation, I become reckless and begin to make changes at will in hopes of being able to salvage a good idea or two from the wreckage. These changes often don't benefit the song, and my haste to improve a cohesive plan typically results in me throwing lots of elements into the mix to give both the audience the illusion of fullness and myself the illusion that I'm actually putting in hard work and effort. Instead of taking a step back to assess the song's needs and carefully plan a sensible, grounded approach around those, I become complacent and make sweeping creative decisions that serve only its detriment. A BOMON moment is a bad habit. They occur sparsely enough that they're vastly outweighed by a body of work I am thoroughly proud of, but often enough that I've been able to recognise it as an issue, and yearn to remedy it. It's only now that I'm trying to figure out how. I've been able to stop one BOMON moment so far. Dark Waters, a song from Tales from Amanari, was originally the track Inconceivable from To Take a Life. I wanted this song to lean heavily into a more upfront, visceral horror vibe, and tried desperately for months to make it fit contextually into a project it just wasn't meant for. To Take a Life's horror is more implied and psychological than the aggressively distorted, bass-heavy track I'd already made. It just did not work in this project, and I was running out of time. After much thought, I decided it would be better to move it to a project where it would feel more at home, and I feel this was a good decision. By that point though, I'd already publicly teased the song as being part of the album, so it felt disingenuous for it to not be part of the final release. However, I am a tiny creator. Only one person besides me noticed the change, and they did not care at all. Perks of being indie. So what's the best way to prevent this lapse of quality from happening? Above all else, I believe you need to be fully honest and critical of your work and its mission. For the sake of consistency, we'll stick with my art, music, as the example. Maybe the song itself is just garbage, poorly written melody, shoddy lyrics, underwhelming instrumentation, bad mixing, etc. Or maybe the song isn't the problem, but its placement in the product is. It's important to understand the needs of your song. Your art is, of course, a part of you, born out of a specific headspace and created for a specific purpose. If you don't think it fits the aesthetic of your current project, try to take a step back and listen to what the piece is telling you. Learn to dissect its energy and analyze its rhythms, instruments, and atmosphere. Ask yourself why you even made it in the first place. Is there another album, gallery, blog, or outlet this piece would be better displayed? This isn't a mind-blowing revelation or anything, but being open with yourself and learning from your mistakes is the key to growth. Shocker, I know. Sometimes you make something that just isn't right for the scenario, but you don't need to throw it away by any means. You could just sit on it for a while. I know producers who have kept finished work unreleased for over a decade. Personally, I've not sat on finished work for longer than 2 years. But it's important to remember, you don't have to share everything. You can make art just for yourself. While I believe there can be more value in art when it's shared, know that you're never obliged to put any of yourself out there. If it makes you happy, you can just keep that piece of you within. I am a person of structure. There are a few tenets that I produce music by, and I always build rules before starting projects just to lay the foundations. I will talk more about these tenets in another blog later on down the line. By figuring out what I want my art to achieve, it inversely helps me to recognize what I don't want it to do. In the coming years, as I continue to work on my craft, deepen my skills and expand my knowledge, I will strengthen my core to build more cohesive, consistent projects in the future, ones I'm wholly happy with. The goal is to have an album where not a single drop of it is wasted. The goal is to never have a BOMON moment again. That goal will be realized in Your Conscience My Crisis. I'll talk about every BOMON moment I've had in a future blog, but for now, I'll leave you to your day. I urge you to study your own creative processes to determine where you could be improving your workflow or outlook. There's always something new for you to try, and progress to be made in your weaknesses. Be honest, be open, make mistakes and learn from them. Song by song, painting by painting, sculpture by sculpture, sketch by sketch. Whatever it is that you create, it's my hope that we can eradicate BOMON together, and create portfolios for which we are truly, unequivocally proud. Good luck. Anyway, take care, warm, happy, healthy. The Nomad Communion.